because the hardcore Trump supporters, I'm sure a great number of them smoke weed, but a large number of them don't. Like Donald Trump and his kids, their claim to fame is like they don't drink, they don't do drugs, they're straight-laced, all that. Not saying it's right or wrong. If you do the other, I guess anything in moderation, whatever. It's America, legal in a lot of states medically, legal in a lot of states recreationally. But I think there's a lot of folks that are against that in that base. So it doesn't affect them. They're not doing the drugs if they were given to them for free or if they were paid to do them. They're staying away from them because they're drugs, not because they're legal or illegal. These folks are, clean. But the folks that do smoke weed, that like smoking weed, that weed's like part of their like I talk about like political zealots. They're people that are just like weed freaks. And I'm not talking about like frequency of smoking, like live it, wear shirts about it, want it to be legal, fight for it, have, a subscription to High Times magazine, that kind of thing. So this hardcore group, I mean, I could care less, honestly, if weed's legal or not. I don't want to say if alcohol's legal or not, because I think it would just disrupt the what's already established in America, that alcohol's been here and so many people are like, they like it. But for me, I don't know. I drink a little bit, but I could care less if it was legal or not. I guess if it was illegal, I would find like I would drink probably as much as I drink now. Every now and then I'd have a glass of wine or a cocktail or a beer, whatever. Anyway, legalizing pot is just one of these many micro topics or items that Trump has embraced. And what it does is it gives him a little base, a little increase in his base. It gets I don't know what the percentage is. There's somebody who smokes weed that's a weed fanatic, like a weed zealot, that desperately wants it legalized, that's been protesting it, fighting for it to be legal, and Trump just made it legal. So Trump's got that guy or that woman. They're going with Trump. So whatever the small number is, Corey, gosh, it's so insignificant. Well, I don't know, legalize pot, no tip for waitresses and waiters, TikTok from banning it to saving it, remove the shower water restrictions. I'm not kidding. No taking shoes off at the airport. Make America healthy again. Real sugar in Coca-Cola. Said crypto was a sham to embracing it. The same Silicon Valley libs are now MAGA Silicon Valley. No, it's smart. He gets these little groups. And all of a sudden you got 6, 8, 10 little groups. It adds up to a significant number that maybe you can win an election or help others win an election. Yeah, Trump reclassifying marijuana. No, he's done a bunch of these little things. Trump wants his name on the Kennedy Center. He's a sitting president. And this is like Jeff Landry saying the LSU Board of Supervisors, fired Scott Woodward. Trump's like, boy, it's an honor. The Kennedy Center board, which basically I control, wants to put my name on the building. It's their idea, I swear. I had nothing to do with this. The Trump Kennedy Center. He's a sitting president. I mean, I don't know. Normally it's like, at least you're not president anymore, at least. And in Louisiana, believe it or not, you have to be deceased because the old Lakefront Airport was, what was the airport named? Damn, I can't remember. It was named after some either governor or politician. And that guy was corrupt after he was out of office. And all the doorknobs had like his initials on it, all, just a bit, besides an ego flex, it was, named after him. Boy, that's sad. I'm going blank on that. That's like, I don't want to say required New Orleans knowledge, but if you're kind of a, knowledgeable, savvy New Orleanian that pays attention to what's going on in the city, that's a no-brainer. Don't tell me, Mario, I'm going to get it. I'm at a 286 computer right now. It's Thursday. It ain't even a Pentium chip. I'm dialing up at 14.4.
You got it.
28.8.
Keep buffering.
It's airport, not field, I think, right?
Yeah, it's airport.
Damn. Caper, Kupperman, something. Whoa, wow. Shushan?
Yes.
Shushan?
Abraham Shushan.
Shushan Field. Shushan Airport?
You got it.
Yep. Yeah. And yeah, it's Abraham Shushan's the first name.
That's right.
The AS, I think, were like doorknobs and, built into the architecture of the building. Had to go remove all this. So the state passed a law like you have to be dead. That way you can't be stealing anything, which shocks me, like the Hilario Center, but that's named after his dad, just some nobody West Banker. It just blows me away. It's like, who's John Hilario's dad? I'm not saying he's a deviant like John Hilario is, but he's no one special. And the Hilario Center is named after him instead of like some war hero that went to like Gulf War, some 19-year-old kid from the West Bank that died. So it should be named after, not just painfully average John Hilario's dad.
Yeah, like Alex Box, he was a war hero. A lot of
yeah,
people don't
exactly.
know that.
Yeah, no, exactly. Good one, Mario. Nice. That's why we got Mario here. He's not the best damn producer in the business for nothing. Anyway, it's crazy. Hilario has a Senate wing and the Capitol named after him. I'm like, well, what did John Hilario do? Seriously, like, make John Hilario out to be like, he's a great man and he did so much for the West Bank and the state. It's like, he's lined his pockets and set up his friends and family for 45 years. That's the glaring legacy number one thing that stands out about John Hilario, anyone that's paying attention. The Trump Kennedy Center. I mean, it's like you're a sitting president. I don't know what the law is nationally. I don't know if Reagan International was named while he was alive or he was deceased. Mario, Google that for me. Reagan International Airport, named after Reagan when he was alive or deceased? I don't know. That doesn't make sense. Alive or deceased? I don't know. I think even Reagan was dead, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, it looks like he was. It was in 1998, so he would have been dead, I guess.
He was president from, I think Reagan died in the early 90s. He was president from like 81 to 89.
Mm-hmm.
I think he died maybe like 93.
There you go.
So it was in 99 it was christened?
In 98.
98. And
Yes.
why don't we get Reagan's death to make sure?
Okay.
I'm guessing like 93, 94, something like that. 93.
I think it was definitely. Apparently he died in 2004.
Ronald Reagan?
Yeah, June 5th, 2004.
Oh,
yeah.
he was alive when it was
I
named
did
after.
not think he was alive.
Me neither. I thought he died just a few years after he was president.
That's like a Mandela effect. That's kind of crazy.
Wow.
I do not remember him being alive in the 2000s.
A Mandela effect? Is that
Yes.
actual term? Like,
Yes, you never heard
no,
of that?
that's a new one. What's the Mandela effect?
Man, I don't know if I could explain this in 30
It's just
seconds, but
something that's longer than you thought?
No, it's when you basically have a false memory. Like you're certain you remember something one way, but it's not that
Why
way.
Mandela?
Because a lot of people apparently in the early 2000s thought that Nelson Mandela died in prison.
Wow.
But he was
and then
not.
He was released, and then he becomes president of South Africa. Wow, he is alive.
Yes.
Hey, you figured that one out, huh? He's the president now.
That's why it's called the Mandela effect.
Wow, the Mandela effect. Nice.
Yes.
You kids are great. I'm going to start wearing my pants down by my kneecaps. Coming right back.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
When you need a new fence or automatic gate at your property or place of business, anywhere in Metro New Orleans, you got to see the Fence Man. For over 20 years, the Fence Man has been taking care of residential and commercial customers affordably and reliably. The Fence Man uses only the highest quality materials and products, whether wood, aluminum, or chain link. For fences and automatic gates, you got to see the Fence Man. thefenceman-neworleans.com. Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, insagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, insagency.com.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday, Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End. As New Orleans as coffee in the morning and as New Orleans as coffee in the morning and raw oysters for lunch. It's Corey Johnson on the Neutral Ground.
Yeah, you right. Thursday afternoon edition of the program. Mario, you know, I kind of pride myself on this program for telling it like it is, being fair and objective, not taking sides, not befriending the people I discuss, and also, you know, black, white, gay, straight, male, female, Latino, Asian, you know, whatever. I don't care. Money, no money. I avoid the big shots. I don't care about any of that stuff. But I guess I'm still a little old school sexist, Mario. I was on where was I? I guess River Road, and what was I doing? I'm trying to think of the scenario. I was letting someone in, like flagging someone in, you know, and if they would, I think I even bright lighted them, and they like didn't go, and I said, what did I say? Come on, lady. Like as I was flagging her, I was like, come on, lady. And then as the Subaru turned, it was a dude with a beard, like the glare on the glass. So it was a guy. So I'm calling the, you know, that person. And it wasn't because they were in a Subaru. I don't know. I just thought they're not. I saw a lot of black hair, you know, and glare. So I guess that's why I assumed it was a woman. I'm guessing.
Because they're in a Subaru.
No, I swear it wasn't because they're in a Subaru. I mean, I would just think they're probably maybe 9 out of 10 chance they're liberal. They might have some trail mix in there or something.
No, I feel you. Just the angle, yeah.
But I think it was the hair, not like someone not going. And I immediately assumed, you know, they were a poor driver. But anyway, I was like, come on, lady. And I remember driving off when it was a guy. I chuckled to myself. I was like, wow. And I'm like, all right, a lot of frizzy black hair. Maybe I just thought it was a lady and there was glare on the face. Or maybe I'm sexist and I'm like, women don't drive as well as men. I really don't know.
Check yourself for you.
And then I started thinking about this, Mario, and I'm like, yeah, I might be old school sexist because I wanted to ask which cars are, or at least should be, women-only vehicles. Like only a woman can drive them. Now, it used to be a lot of white cars, like only like a woman could drive like a white car. That isn't the case anymore. White cars are absurdly popular with men.
Yeah, I just had a white car before my current vehicle.
Go drive the Mercedes dealership on Vets. Just drive by it and look through the glass. Like every car in the showroom's white. Every car, like every one.
Yep.
It's like the number one color now. So I used to be like white, you know, white Cadillac. It's a woman's car, you know. White Mercedes, woman's car. White BMW, woman. White Land Rover, woman's car. White Infiniti, white Lexus, white Cadillac, woman's car. Not anymore. Which cars are or should be women only, women exclusive? 766-9480. It's our old school sexist heading out to the new year in style segment. Oh, boy. Is that sexist, Mario? Which cars should be women only?
I don't think so. I mean, I'm trying to, yeah. Can you?
Yep.
I don't know what that crackling is, but
Me neither.
I'm trying to think of what cars would be considered like majority.
Well, I was
women.
thinking like a Miata convertible. A man can drive a Miata convertible. The Mazda Miata, the non-convertible.
Yeah,
a
that's not
man
bad.
can drive that car.
I haven't seen one, but
I mean, Mario, I'm like 5'7". I'm telling you, it's hard for me to get in and out of a Mazda Miata. You know, it's not easy to get in and out of that car.
that would sound like
So anyone like north of 5'7", 5'8", it's just harder and harder for a man. I don't know. Can a man drive a Mazda Miata? What about that? I was thinking that Lexus like 300 SUV, the little egg one.
yes.
That's just very women car, isn't it?
That car's definitely got like mom energy to it.
Yeah, it's got mom, kind of female car.
100%.
A Volkswagen Bug, especially the convertible. Can a dude drive the Bug?
That's where I was gonna get at, because some of my friends, I had a Jetta, and some of my friends definitely made fun of me for that, like saying that's like a girl car.
The Jetta?
Yeah,
It's a four-door, like, you
yeah,
know.
it's not as much, but like I
Yeah.
said, you get below that.
Wow, they thought it was a girl's car. Wow.
Yeah, well, guy
My friend had a GTI, the little Golf. I don't thought that was a dude's car. It's like
friend.
Pirellis and BBS rims. It was sporty.
I'm not a person that knows very much about cars. I'm not really picky about that, but you don't want like a very feminine looking car either.
What's a feminine looking car, Mario?
Like the ones you've
I've been
described.
describing.
Yeah. I mean,
a lot of convertibles. I think like speaking of like BMW, Mercedes, Audi, like their entry level, convertibles. Those are kind of girly, I think. I don't know. Some 6'3" dude can't be driving like the C-Class Mercedes convertible or like a 2 Series Beamer or something. I don't know. Am I wrong on that? A3 Audi. I could get away driving that maybe.
Yeah.
But I don't think someone who's like north of 5'10" can drive that car.
Yeah, you're gonna get made. That's just aesthetically weird.
Yeah.
Like it's a bad ratio.
Yeah. And I got a friend of mine. He's a big old guy. I mean, his first, before his real name, you call him Big. It's like Big John, Big Frank, big old guy. He got one of this like A6 Audi. And I told him like, hey, Big Frankie, that car is fine for me. I'm 5'7", 150. You're a big old guy. You're 6'2", 6'3". You're like 300 pounds. That A6 is like a guy my size or like a girl's car, it's not for you. And he didn't even know what I was talking about in the beginning. Now he drives this like A8 Audi, this monster SUV. I'm like, when he got it, I was like, bingo. And he just smiled and shook his head. I'm like, exactly. I'm like, for me, that's a beast. But for you, that's a fit in like I fit in the A6 model. You're a big man. You can't drive that little car.
Yeah, like
It's
Andre
crazy.
the Giant. Andre the Giant used to need like special made cars.
No, it's like Shaquille O'Neal. You need like the, the rails extended on the seat so it goes back farther, Anyway, got a good one lined up for you. Bradley Schneller's going to join us in 10 minutes, stackedcoaching.com. What a great holiday gift, a membership to the Stacked Gym. Bradley Schneller talking fitness and nutrition for a few minutes. Coming up in about 10 minutes, we'll continue the program and then visit with Jeff Dorson for about 3-4 minutes, toss him a bone, especially around the holiday season because he does great stuff. Very giving to the community. A paltry salary for decades. The money goes to cats and dogs and kittens and puppies. There's never a, do I pay my rent or save the animal? He'll save the animal and then figure out how to pay the rent. Literally. That's exactly what you want. The Humane Society of Louisiana. Go to their website, humanela.org. The Louisiana SPCA and the West Bank, they get enough money. Stop, putting in your will, I love animals, Louisiana SPCA. You're not doing enough research, and you're making a huge assumption, and it's a bad one. You want to do something that really affects animals? Give that money to the Humane Society of Louisiana, a much smaller group that really scrutinizes the dollars, and all they do is save animals. The Louisiana SPCA has major problems. They blow a lot of money. They spend money not very efficiently or effectively, and they put down 1,000 animals a year. 1,000. And they get like $2 million a year from the city of New Orleans to do God knows what for the city of New Orleans. So I'm not knocking it, but I am knocking it. But it's also because by default, people are like, I love animals. I'll get to the Louisiana SPCA. Just by default, they get millions of dollars annually in gifts from people that die. And they're giving hundreds of thousands of dollars to the Louisiana SPCA because they love animals. And the Louisiana SPCA, they kind of love animals. Seriously, like that's how I'd say. They kind of love animals. I mean, they save some animals. They do some good. They're okay. That's the Louisiana SPCA. And they don't try to do better. Jeff Dorson, much smaller group, lots of volunteers. The money will be well spent. I guarantee you, per penny, per dollar, the Humane Society of Louisiana blows the Louisiana SPCA away in how many animals they save for every penny or dollar you donate. It's not even close. Not even close. The Louisiana SPCA has so much money, they just blow on frivolous nonsense. So don't just... You want to give to them, fine, but at least do the research. Don't just assume, and by default, I'm dying in my will. I love animals. Give to the Louisiana SPCA. I feel good about that. Don't, because it's not, what you think. Humane Society of Louisiana. Go to their website, humanela.org. All they do is save animals. They don't put any animals down unless the animal is suffering. And the humane thing to do would be putting it down, not cost-effective thing to do. What up, Mario B?
Not much, man. I'm just trying to make sure this mic is good.
Everything's good?
So far.
No, I was
mean,
hearing some
know.
popping and cracking too. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, Lord knows.
Maybe it's that vodka you spilled in the console last week.
Could be. Or the rum. Or the Fireball.
Yeah, there's shots of Fireball. Yep.
You have any opinion on Fireball? People hate it.
Well, really, I don't think I've ever had Fireball, but it's obviously popular. So people must not hate it. I think a lot of people must like it. And I believe it's a Sazerac company product, which is Bill Goldring and his son Jeffrey, based here out of New Orleans.
Oh.
So I'm all for those guys.
Nice. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But that it was
there's that crackling again.
owned by them.
Yeah. And when you talk about billionaires, I'm glad Gail Benson and Todd Graves were together. I think they gave a bunch of bikes in Baton Rouge, like a room full of bikes to kids for Christmas. It was great.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yep. But I like that they're together having a relationship.
Yeah.
So you have Gail Benson worth about 10 billion. Todd Graves is worth north of 20. More than twice Gail Benson's worth.
I wonder if they're competitive about that. Like if I was Todd Graves.
Well, I don't think they're competitive, but I think, that's just the facts.
I'll be making some jokes about how he passed her up.
Oh, I mean, he might make a Forbes joke or two, And I think Bill Goldring, he's like modest and shies away from that stuff. I think even, new people at Forbes and the like keep me off the list. Okay, Bill, we'll keep you off the list. That kind of thing.
Have you brought him up before when we talked about
I mean,
buying the teams?
Well, he said, they have like some public figures, like he's worth like 5, 6, 7 billion. I think he's worth more than Gail Benson. I think he's worth in the teens. I think Bill Goldring's worth more than Gail Benson, less than Todd Graves. That's my guesstimation, assumption, based off of some folks in the know that would say similar things.
Okay, interesting. So that's who we go to for the
anyway. It's another billionaire in the state. There are not many of them. I think Davison, this oil and trucking guy up in Shoudrant by La Tech, Ruston, I think he's worth north of $1 billion, but not near 10 or 12 or 15 or 22 like Todd Graves. Anyway, no, it's good they have a relationship. I like seeing that. Hey, Katie's tonight for dinner. So good. And the weather right now, I got short sleeve shirt on. They got tables wrapping around Iberville. They got tables wrapping around Telemachus. They've got a great courtyard. Outdoor dining in Mid-City. The quintessential New Orleans neighborhood restaurant. It's Thursday night. A little pre-weekend fun. Tonight for dinner. More is better. More of the good things. Katie's in Mid-City. Get there tonight. If you got to have a fence, you got to see the fence man.
a locally owned, fully insured fencing company serving the metro New Orleans area for over 20 years. You got to see the Fence Man, thefenceman-neworleans.com.
South Shore residents that love good food are making the short trip across the lake to Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. North Shore folks have known about Gallagher's 527 for years. Now the South Shore has discovered this hidden gem. One of the metro area's best restaurants is less than 30 minutes away. Take the quick trip across the lake and experience Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. As good as it gets.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Henican. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We're doing all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience. Right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live, we live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. It's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again. Ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
Isn't it time to have that dream backyard you've always wanted? LGD Lawn and Landscapes can make it happen with artificial turf installation. Synthetic turf gives you the look and feel of natural grass. You get a beautiful lawn without the ongoing expenses of maintenance and no puddles, meaning you won't be tracking grass or dirt into the house. Let LGD come to your house and give you a free estimate. NOLALGD.com.
As New Orleans as coffee in the morning and as New Orleans as coffee in the morning and raw oysters for lunch. It's Corey Johnson on the neutral ground.
If you need a fence or an automatic gate for your home or business, any property, you got to see the Fence Man. New Orleans owned for over 20 years. Fence, gate, building experience, affordable, reliable service. The Fence Man is putting up a fence in my yard. Who else would I use? The Fence Man. Personalized designs for all your backyard residential or commercial fencing or gate needs. You got to see the Fence Man. Thefenceman-neworleans.com. Thefenceman-neworleans.com. No, I'm getting a little 6-foot cedar fence. I'm getting the cap on top, so it's, flat. And I might get the little 2-inch slats over each crack of the cedar fence. And then I'm staining the fence the color of my house. Just going to pop and make a house look more, like a bigger property, a compound type thing, just more, pizzazz, pop, like I said, stand out, make it look good for the neighborhood. In 48 hours, it'll be halftime in Oxford, Mississippi. Tulane at Ole Miss, round one, 12-team playoffs, 2:30 on ABC. Bradley Schneller from Stacked Coaching's joining us in 60 seconds. I know he's fired up about this. He's a big Pelicans, Saints, LSU, Tulane fan. Yeah, in 48 hours, Tulane at Ole Miss. Doesn't get any better than that, except with an upset win, the Green Wave would be in the city of New Orleans 10 days later at the Superdome playing Georgia in the Sugar Bowl on New Year's. I mean, just absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Roll MF Wave. Roll MF Wave. John Sumrall juggling 2 jobs at once. Pretty amazing. Let's talk a little fitness and nutrition. Bradley Schneller, Stacked Coaching, joins us. StackedCoaching.com. Go to the website. What a great Christmas gift. What a great New Year's resolution. Him and her gym memberships. StackedCoaching.com. Change your life. What's up, Bradley?
Not much, Corey. What's happening, man? How are you?
Doing well, man. Same old thing. StackedCoaching.com. That's a good New Year's resolution. The gym gets crowded in January, doesn't it?
No, actually it doesn't. Like I always tell people they think that, but like our big push is really after Mardi Gras. So like I call it boutique fitness, but where you're in a smaller group environment, okay, that tends to be a little bit more higher end. Our really slow times in terms of new members is Thanksgiving to Mardi Gras. And then right after Mardi Gras, it picks up. Our 2 big pushers are right after Mardi Gras and then the beginning of the school year.
Hey, Bradley, I want to get into some stuff today. But before we do, I was just thinking about this afternoon and thinking about the segment. You personalize these workouts every day, these group workouts, like at Stacked Coaching. They have you can go to the 5:30 a.m. class, 6:30 a.m. class. They have a senior class at 7:30, another class at 8:30, a class at noon, 4:30, 5:30. So multiple classes, morning, midday, afternoon. They're an hour long. You design the workout, and they're changing every single day. Just a couple of things. I mean, it's not just plug and play. It's not like, Garanimals when we were kids, put the 2 rhinoceroses together and it equals an hour workout. You've got dozens and dozens of things going down. First off, how do you know it fits in the 48 minutes to an hour? And second, how do you know it's humanly possible? And I'm serious when I say that. Like, the workouts are always very intense, but they're very fair. It's like a great golf course. I want it very hard, but I want it fair. And your workouts are very hard, but they're very fair. And rarely are they like, Jesus, man, you're trying to kill us. They seem always workable.
Yeah, well, at some point over the last 12 years, I have tested out every single workout. So I've gone through it and I have a good idea based off of my production level what most of the class can do. And then I leave about 30 seconds to a minute buffer for every movement possibly for people with newer capabilities.
Yeah, I was wondering because you can't base it. I was thinking about this. I was like, it's your expertise and based off of what you can do, and also what people of lesser fitness strength can do as well, right? I mean, you're like Joe the triathlete, or Cameron the 100-mile runner in Leadville. You did that. What was that thing? That Murph thing? You did it with the vest on, about 5 minutes longer than the world record.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're an elite athlete, if you want to hear it or not, at the gym.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
No, it's just how it is. So how do you know, like, okay, what can the average person like Corey handle?
Yeah. So, I mean, if you look at like a lot of times we give time, right? And in each section, I'll be like, hey, we have 10 minutes, 12 minutes to complete this. So if this takes this long, I'd like you to modify to this, that you can do this in a quicker, fashion. Or sometimes you'll see like with runs, where I told might be an 800-meter run, but if this is going to take 5 minutes or longer, I want you to do a 600-meter run so everyone can kind of finish around the same time.
Bradley Schneller's with us, StackedCoaching.com. It's holiday season. Christmas is a week from today. Get him and her gym membership, stackedcoaching.com. Knocking out 2 birds with 1 stone, holiday gift and New Year's resolution, stackedcoaching.com. Hey, Bradley, why creatine and protein protein every day? And why a gram of protein to every pound of your body weight?
Yeah, so let's start with creatine, right? Creatine is probably the only supplement that I say across the board everyone should be taking, with 5 grams being the minimum. There are some recent studies out showing like 10, 15, 20 gram dosages. They haven't been totally studied, but what we're looking at when we look at those higher end dosages is more of like a cognitive benefit. Now, with the 5 gram daily dosage, you're going to get increased strength and power, improved muscle recovery, and you still are going to see a lot of, brain health, focus type situations where, you're improving that. And so I especially like older people to take that as well. But realistically, as soon as you hit puberty, you can start taking creatine, and then all the way up to the day you die.
Wow. Why the protein, a gram of protein for every pound you weigh each day?
That's a little bit different, right? And there is that's a general suggestion, 1 gram per pound. But that's not always realistic, okay? And so what I mean by that, with a lot of women, it could be 0.8, or it could be 1 gram per pound of goal weight. So if you're a 180-pound female and you're looking to lose weight, I wouldn't tell you to eat 180 grams of protein. I say, look, you're trying to lose 30 pounds. Well, then maybe we want to eat, 120, 125 grams of protein.
Gotcha.
But there is a minimum everyone wants to hit in a day, and that is around 80 to 90 grams of protein per day for everyone to be what we would classify as not sick.
What other food or supplements do you recommend, or that you personally like? I've been taking magnesium. Hopefully it makes me sleep better, and I guess it does a lot of other positives too, right?
Yeah, it's like muscle relaxation, health of recovery. It's got some nervous system support there. I like magnesium. I take magnesium every day. It seems to help with anxiety and some other things. But the other thing that I take on a daily basis is zinc, where that helps with like immune support, specifically around these times, where a lot of people start to get sick. I'm real big at the zinc. I also think like every other supplement should be based off of what you're deficient in. So if you have some blood work done, or maybe you're deficient in vitamin D, that could be a good supplement to take. Or if you have an iron deficiency, then you might be looking at some folic acid. So it's just off of what your situation is and what you might need.
I take a whole canister of that T testosterone stuff that Doug Flutie and the Big Hurt take. I've been taking the 100 pills a day of that. It's incredible. I'm joking, Bradley.
Okay, good. I was going to say you might be wasting your money.
Yeah, that's stuff. I know. I love those commercials on TV. It's like, yeah, of course it's not FDA approved. Of course it's not.
Yeah, the only testosterone I think you should be taking is the one you get from a doctor that you're injecting to yourself.
Hey, what are certain foods that we should embrace, Bradley? Just basic vanilla, macro answer.
Basic vanilla foods. Like people should be embracing fruits and vegetables. I find that I've met a lot of adults recently that are like, I don't eat vegetables, which kind of blows my mind. But
I don't eat a lot of vegetables. I don't,
Right. So, we get most of our micronutrients from fruits and vegetables. And if you're someone who's like, I don't eat a lot of vegetables, I don't eat a lot of fruits, then maybe you should consider like a microgreen supplement or like a microgreens powder that might help you get those micronutrients. But one thing you don't want to do is just be like, well, I don't like fruits and vegetables. Okay, well, you're an adult. Time to buck up and eat something.
Yeah, no, I have. I eat more than I used to.
But, other reasons why is we're looking at fiber intake. Fiber is one of the only things that is directly correlated with longevity. We should be eating 20 to 25 grams of fiber a day.
Wow.
For some people, it might be 30, 35 grams of fiber on the higher end.
Where do you get the fiber? Where do you get the fiber?
Vegetables.
Vegetables.
Fruit.
Okay. Yep. Okay.
There are some other foods that allow that as well, but that's your biggest bangs for your buck there.
Gotcha. Hey, Bradley, you got memberships going. Folks can tour the facility. You can have a one-on-one consultation with you. StackedCoaching.com, right?
Yes, sir. You can also check us out on Instagram at Stack Coaching.
Bradley, a pleasure, man. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, man. Have a good one.
StackedCoaching.com is the website. Go there now and join the gym. Great holiday gift for him and her. You can do it together as a couple, and a great New Year's resolution. StackedCoaching.com.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof, now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday, Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
When USA Today ranked the 10 best must-visit New Orleans restaurants for travelers, Mid-City's own Katie's made the list. USA Today says Scott Craig is chef-owner at Katie's, a much-loved Creole-Italian eatery that draws armies of regulars for lunch, brunch, and dinner. A neighborhood spot where locals congregate and New Orleans-style hospitality rules. Indeed it does. Katie's in Mid-City.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again. Ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
Hey, Marigny, Bywater, Treme, French Quarter, CBD, Warehouse District, Garden District, Irish Channel. It's Corey Johnson on the neutral ground, where New Orleans is heard.
Boy, I love Italian food. I love Chinese food. So many varieties, especially Chinese. I mean, you go with a group of people, you can order a bunch of stuff, share. I love Trey Yen in Mandeville. I've been going there for decades and decades since I was a child. My mom and dad, we'd take the drive across the lake to Trey Yen in Mandeville. No, they've been at it for over 45 years. 5 Wong brothers. They're all gourmet chefs. They embrace our seafood bounty. It's why it's one of the finest Chinese restaurants in America. Go with the group. Go over the holidays. So much variety. And usually a little bit different twist on what we make or what we're used to or what we get at just your standard New Orleans restaurant. Now go check out some Chinese cuisine at Trey Yen in Mandeville. So good. Thursday afternoon edition of the program. We are 1 week away from Christmas. We are 2 weeks away from 2026. We're 25 days away from Junket Cantrell going bye-bye. Even Junket Cantrell doesn't deserve to be put in the trunk of a car. But some jerk, I think up in Oakdale, Louisiana, got arrested. I don't know what's going to happen because Louisiana laws are so lax. You can put a dog in a trunk and get arrested for it, cruelty to animals. I just wonder what's going to happen to this joker. Needs to go to jail for a while. His life needs to be disrupted, like lose your job because you're in jail. Maybe lose your house, not paying the mortgage because you're in jail. That kind of stuff. Disrupt this person's life so maybe they change. And it sends a message to every other fool that thinks about putting a dog in the trunk of a car and abandoning it, that they'll go to jail too. Jeff Dorson has to deal with this type of traumatic stuff all the time. Sees this all the time and a lot worse. He's with the Humane Society of Louisiana. Please go to their website right now and donate. They'll save animals with that money. humanela.org. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays, Jeff.
Hey, thank you for that. And thank you for talking about this poor puppy. Yeah, sure enough, this driver thought it was a good idea to put his puppy in the trunk and then stop for a traffic violation. And then it turns out he's on probation for other stuff. So, go ahead, go back to jail. What do we care? You just give us your animals. So it's like that every single day, Corey, because there's just not a strong infrastructure especially in the northern parts of the state, to deal with animal welfare issues. Few shelters, the ones that are open, need to be upgraded. Few low-cost spay-neuter programs, so dogs and cats keep breeding. So 2026, we need some more help.
Hey, how about this owl? I mean, you guys handle all kind of animals. This owl's just beautiful, big old bird. Had like an injured wing or something?
Exactly, by English tern. So here's the deal with wildlife. Everybody thinks, oh, I see an injured fill in the blank pelican, owl, or what have you, armadillo. Call Wildlife and Fisheries. Boy, they'll be on the scene in 10 minutes. No, they won't. They do not pick up wildlife, and actually they don't really care. They do have a list of licensed rehabbers, but it's difficult because we have to find somebody willing to pick up the wild injured animal and deliver it to a licensed rehabber. So it's very difficult to manage all this. I mean, who's got 2 hours and heavy gloves to go pick up an injured, owl or pelican and then put it in your car and then drive 2 hours?
No, I know. And that Louisiana Wildlife and Fisheries doesn't have some type of, entity within the organization that deals with exactly this. We're the sportsman's paradise. We're animal crazy here. It's a wonderful thing, all the animals we have. We have to treat them humanely, and just to not have any system in place for injured animals is pathetic and just quite frankly not acceptable.
Yeah, good for you. That's exactly right. Wildlife Fisheries should have day one had some kind of system in place, but their response is let nature take its course. No, that's the wrong attitude, because you don't want to leave your office and the comfort of your desk and your cushy chair.
No, and it's costly, and you need the gloves, and you have to catch the bird, and you have to do all this, and it's going to cost money. It's not free.
And effort.
What happened to the owl by English Tern?
Well, several of us went there. We could not find it. So either somebody else did unbeknownst to us, or he met his demise, or he flew away. We just don't know. I personally went there because I'm not too far away. A couple hours after it was posted. There's always that time lag of when somebody takes a picture, takes a post, and when somebody can actually be on the scene. Because it's a loose way of helping our animals. We'd love more help. So if you have any interest, we need transporters. We need handlers.
We're visiting with Jeff Dorson, Humane Society of Louisiana. Yeah, donating is the easy way out. That's why I always say this. I mean, Jeff does the heavy lifting. You know, Jeff does the hard work. We can donate $10, $20, $50, $100, whatever you can afford. Feel good about it, and then we walk away clean, and Jeff does all the heavy lifting. But he needs volunteers to do some of the light lifting. And sadly, Jeff, I mean, I think it's a socioeconomic thing. I think it's just society today. I think it's who has the freedom and wherewithal to do this. Sadly, most of your volunteers are white women between the ages of like 35 and 65, right?
Exactly right. That's our demographics for membership and volunteers and leadership. Very few men are active on any level, and I don't quite get it.
Well, I get it. I mean, socioeconomically, these white women are like probably affluent and their husbands work and they make a pretty good money and they got time to do it, you know? To either do that or go to Pilates or have lunch with their friends. And I'm not being a jerk. I'm just saying they got time on their hands, so they're the people that do it. These other women, Black, Latino, Asian, whenever they work, or they have to deal with the kids. They don't have a nanny or whatever. And then coupled with the non-economic factor, I mean, men don't like cats, generally speaking, Jeff, you know? And I got 2 outdoor cats now, and Whitey's been coming by. I might have 3 outdoor cats soon, you know? So I love cats and dogs equally, but you know how men are. We're macho, and I don't like a cat. I like a dog. Just, you know, stupid, illogical stuff men do.
Yeah.
But yeah, we could use more men volunteers for sure.
Yeah. New Year resolution, get involved, help out, see what it feels like, see what the difference you can make. It's a nice feeling. That's what motivates me, keeps me active. I want to help.
Yep.
And so spread that around. See what it's like. Go help that raccoon. Go deliver food to somebody that needs it. You know, there's a million ways to help.
Yep. It's the giving season. Give money, give your time, give. Give to the Humane Society of Louisiana, humanela.org. You're the man, Jeff.
Happy holidays, Corey.
Thanks, man. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Jeff Dorson with us, Humane Society of Louisiana. Please donate to them right now, humanela.org. 5 o'clock powwow coming your way next.
Ground with Corey Johnson. On TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube. On radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 5 p.m.
Ford F-150, #1 seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamar team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamar Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Henican. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. My Sittu, that's Arabic for grandmother, used to make the best football kibbe. You can experience kibbe just like my grandmother used to make, and so many other Middle Eastern favorites on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe,
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots.
South Shore residents that love good food are making the short trip across the lake to Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. North Shore folks have known about Gallagher's 527 for years. Now the South Shore has discovered this hidden gem. One of the metro area's best restaurants is less than 30 minutes away. Take the quick trip across the lake and experience Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. As good as it gets.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
When you need a new fence or automatic gate at your property or place of business, anywhere in Metro New Orleans, you got to see the Fence Man. For over 20 years, the Fence Man has been taking care of residential and commercial customers affordably and reliably. The Fence Man uses only the highest quality materials and products, whether wood, aluminum, or chain link. For fences and automatic gates, you got to see the Fence Man. TheFenceman-NewOrleans.com.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love. More. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Yeah, you right. Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you on this Thursday afternoon. Thanks so much for joining us. Got a good one lined up for you in about 60 seconds. Another edition of Hilyer and Henican. Right-leaning Quin Hilyer, left-leaning Ellis Henican join us. Love getting these guys on the show. Drew Brees is right. It is New Orleans. These guys are both born in New Orleans, national pundits. Quin went to Newman and Georgetown. Ellis was a Jesuit guy and then up in New York, ended up at Columbia. You can check him out on national political news outlets over the last few decades, authors of books. If you want to find out about Quin, it's Quin with one N, Hilyer spelled Hillyer, QuinHilyer.com. If you want to find out about Ellis, it's Henican.com. Quin joins us on the program this afternoon. What you say, Quin?
Glad to be on with you, Corey.
Always a pleasure, man. How you been doing?
Doing just fine, thanks.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays.
Merry Christmas to you.
In your lifetime, Quin, as a New Orleanian, and even when you didn't live here, when you were on the Beltway in D.C. and doing all that, still paying attention to local stuff in your lifetime, because you're a savvy sports fan as well. You ever seen anything like this on Willow Street in Uptown with Tulane?
Well, yeah, two other times. One when we went undefeated in 98 or something like that.
Yep.
That was pretty cool. And then the single most enjoyable, exciting football game I've ever seen was the Cotton Bowl about 3 years ago.
Telling you.
when Tulane beat USC.
What?
So so this, this is up there. I'm not old enough to remember the 1940 Sugar Bowl that was basically for the national championship, but this is clearly one of the top four.
Yep. I think it's as big as it gets, and it gets bigger. Like the AAC championship game was huge, but then you win, which they did. You're in the playoffs, which they are. And now this game's bigger than that one, Quinn. I mean, it's really amazing. A 12-team playoff in Tulane's at Ole Miss. Not LSU, but Tulane's. Pretty amazing.
It's terrific. I mean, I'm absolutely loving it. I'm still not sure that the 12-team playoff actually makes any sense, but I am delighted that Tulane's in it. Look, my grandfather was actually on the team that played in the first Sugar Bowl, beat Temple.
Wow.
My grandparents both went to Tulane. My parents both went to Tulane. I had an uncle that was there literally for 63 years as a student and grad student and faculty member. So olive green and blue runs in my blood, and I'm just loving it.
Yeah, me too. I'm loving it. I can't wait till Saturday to check out the wave. Quin Hilyer's with us. Ellis Henican's with us as well. What you say, Ellis? Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
Hey, guys, I feels like I'm wandering into some kind of Green Wave pepper alley here.
Roll green wave marching down the field.
I can feel the hullabaloo.
A hell of a hullabaloo.
Wow.
That's a special time, I have to say. It's always right at this moment, where we don't really know what's going to happen. Hopes are very high. And let me tell you, I think it's bringing the city together, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty neat. And it's unbelievable to me. They win. 10 days later, and they're in the Sugar Bowl versus Georgia. I mean, that's just my mind, my head might implode at that point.
Yeah, don't rule anything out. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, Quinn, it doesn't get any better than that.
No, it doesn't get any better than that. I mean, that would really be cool. Wouldn't it, I think it'd be just Tulane's third Sugar Bowl and the first one in 86 years.
Wow. Yeah, I think their last one was on 1939 or 40, you were saying. Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
That game, by the way, was basically for the national championship. Temple was number 1. Tulane was number 5. Whoever won that game was going to be champion, and Tulane lost by 1 point.
It's another edition of Hilyer and Henican. Ellis, what did you think of Trump's speech last night? It wasn't planned, really. I think my opinion is the ratings, poll numbers are down. The economy's not back where it should be. Eggs are still expensive, and he's out of town for the next couple of weeks down in Florida. So he wants to end the year, at least with a positive note.
So why was he yelling? I mean, it was strange, wasn't it? Yeah, listen, I get the staff wanted him to do an affordability message. It's not something he really wants to talk about. They somehow beat him into sticking on the prompter, but it was like he didn't seem like he was having a lot of fun out there. One thing about Trump at a rally, I mean, love him or hate him, there is something charismatic about him in front of a big crowd while he's riffing for a couple of hours. This didn't have any of that. It was more of I don't know, it's more like a hostage video or something.
Quinn?
Well, I must say I refused to watch it, and I'm glad I did, because just what Ellis just said, a conservative columnist, Eric Erickson, this morning tweeted out, "Why was he yelling at us?" Exactly what Ellis just said. I mean, look, the man has nothing constructive to say. He has no couth. He has and basically was flailing. I mean, you just read the accounts of both his style and his substance, and you see how he's been acting the last several weeks. And the man is basically running scared, and we don't know exactly what he's running scared from, but there are a whole bunch of things he could be running scared from. And I don't, again, I didn't watch it myself, but from everything I can tell, I don't think that speech did him any good last night. Probably actually did him harm.
Corey, I would love to hear Quinn talk a little bit about what to me looks like a kind of early crack up in the MAGA base. There are a number of issues that have sort of bubbled up. The threat of war in Venezuela, the dealing with the subsidies in Obamacare, some of just the personal stuff like the Rob Reiner comments, which I'm not going to quote them, but you've heard them. They were so hard. But I mean, I've been mistaken thinking at various points, oh, wait a second, this coalition around him, this strong base is gonna fracture. But I got to tell you, this feels like maybe we really are seeing the early pieces of it. But Quinn has a better handle on that part of the forest than I do.
I love getting you on, Ellis, because you're a journalist, and that's my next question. Exactly that. Marjorie Taylor Greene, ICE raids. Is there anything happening with this solid MAGA base that's really taken over the Republican Party, Quinn?
That's a good question. Clearly, where Trump has lost is the gains that he had made among minorities and to a certain extent among some young people, between gains compared to, say, 2016 and 2020. In 2024, he did, several points better among Black voters. He did remarkably better among Hispanics, and he's lost almost all of those gains, if not more. And to the extent that he did any better, slightly better with women in general in 2024, which might have been infinitesimal, he's completely lost that. He's in negative territory. But the base itself, the MAGA base, I think it's getting nervous. I don't think it's actually slipped more than a couple of points in terms of, if you ask them, do they support him or do they not? They probably still say they support him, but the intensity's not there. It's not the support or lack of support. It's the intensity of their feelings. And that's the first thing to go. If he keeps going as badly as he's going, that lack of intensity could turn into outright rejection.
Ellis, I mentioned Marjorie Taylor Greene. I mean, you couldn't have found a more staunch supporter, just a year ago or so. And now she's on the outs.
That's true. Let me float a little nuance here. You tell me, guys, if you think this makes sense. It may be that the base is not ready to turn on Trump, but quite a few of them are turning on each other. Around issues like Israel would be an example, I think, or this maybe even a little bit on the tariffs, and certainly I think the blowing the boats out of the water down in the Caribbean are things where there is. So the Epstein files might be another example of that. So maybe the first part becomes the circular firing squad, where people start, the Tucker wing starts attacking the more traditional wing. That sort of crack up before anyone is really ready to turn on the big guy. Is that a possibility?
Oh, I think that's absolutely happening. I mean, it's not just a question. It's absolutely happening with the circular firing squad. And now he started losing Marjorie Taylor Greene, who basically people are treating her as more important than she is. But he started losing her when he did not support her when she tried to get rid of Mike Johnson as speaker. And then when he vacillated on the Epstein files, he really lost her. But the rest of them, they're starting to shoot at each other.
Yep.
Look, I mean, you got Tucker Carlson's gang has gone so far that, whatever sense and decency was left in a lot of the rest of MAGA is firing on him, and he's firing back, and it's getting pretty messy.
It's another edition of Hilyer and Henican. Right-leaning Quin Hilyer, left-leaning Ellis Henican with us. Knocking out a quick break, coming right back. Don't move, New Orleans.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance. Maintenance Key. TM-JC.com. Help spot.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday, Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet. Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line. Lebanon's Cafe.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Henican. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City. You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson, where the grass hasn't been cut in weeks or months. There's a lot of trash and garbage on the neutral ground, maybe even a person or two taking a nap. And oh, someone didn't pick up the dog
Oh boy, keep it clean. It's a family-oriented program. Thursday afternoon edition of the program, 5 o'clock powwow, doing it in style. Another edition of Hilyer and Henican. Boy, no style, no class, no taste, mean, ugly, heartless, no empathy, just pitiful, sad, so messed up on so many levels. Ellis, the Rob Reiner social media post on whatever Truth Social was just, I don't know, man, just disgusting. I was like, this guy's like a sociopath. I mean, he's making this about him. He's just doesn't understand that someone was murdered. They didn't pass away. You know, Charlie Kirk didn't pass away. He was murdered. You know, Rob Reiner and his wife were murdered. And Trump just makes light of it and makes it about himself. I'm not a psychiatrist or a psychologist, but man, it's something mentally wrong with all of it.
No, but Corey, you were brought up right, or at least semi-right, like me and Quin, right? I think you understand that even if you didn't love somebody, for the first couple of days after they've been horribly murdered, you don't use that time to say dreadful things about them, right? I mean, listen, there's a few things you learn that, like, even you don't even have to be a decent person. You just have to want to look like a decent person. Like you know, you don't hit on the children of your friends. You know, you don't say you're happy when somebody's dog died. I mean, there are a few just basic human things that either decency leads you towards, or at least an idea of, I don't want people to hate me, so I'm not going to say something like that.
What makes this guy do these things, Quinn?
He is a sociopath. Always has been, but he's getting worse. And they're look, I'm not a doctor, but a lot of people saying that he's showing signs of age-related mental slipping as well. He's not well, put it that way. He is clearly, in one way or another, or several ways, he is not well. And what he said about the Reiner situation was horrible. But then again, you got to remember, this is a guy who, when his own vice president was being hunted down by people who wanted to kill him in the U.S. Capitol building, Trump said, Mike deserves it.
Wow.
I mean, this is a guy who was willing to see his own vice president get executed because he wouldn't break the law in support of Trump. So, what he said about Rob Reiner and his wife was horrible. It wasn't any worse than what he already said about his own vice president on January 6th of 2020.
Hey, we were talking about MAGA maybe cracking, Quinn. There were a lot of, folks on the right condemning Trump's comments about Rob Reiner. I mean, I saw Laura Ingraham playing like a Rob Reiner clip on social media. Some other Fox folks praising Rob Reiner as a great guy and all this. They had a panel. Everyone on the panel was condemning Trump's comments. Could we finally see maybe a turning of the corner as far as both sides working together, more bipartisanship?
Look, we can only hope. But look, do I think there might be more bipartisanship in the short term? No, because Capitol Hill is a place of pure poison. But could there be turning against Trump? Look, we've thought there was a turning against Trump several times before, and then somehow he gets out of it. So we'll have to wait and see. It certainly could be. This is like something we have never before seen in U.S. history. This level of viciousness and of anger and of hate and of retribution. And at some point, even MAGA has to start saying enough is enough is enough.
Ellis?
Guys, to me, the hope is personal interactions, right? I mean, whatever somebody's politics are, when you start to know people individually, it's kind of hard to hate most of them.
Yep.
I mean, most people are basically decent. I've had the benefit, as you guys know, over the years of working often in television networks and other places where I was kind of the visiting team, on Fox and elsewhere, where there are lots of people who had different views from mine. But you discover over time that when you get to know these people as people, they're kind of hard to hate. I can give you a bunch of parallels. You might find somebody who's really anti-gay, but then has a gay relative or loved one. It kind of softens you a little bit.
It's like James Woods and Rob Reiner.
Right, exactly, perfect. But Quinn and I disagree about a lot of things. But if you get to know Quinn, he's not that bad a guy, really.
And we won't mention the fist fight you guys were in 2 weeks ago outside of Tipitina's. We won't mention that.
No, but I mean, I use that just as a point. And I think that the sad part, Quinn, is that politics used to be like that. People in Washington would debate each other and then go for drinks after.
Reagan, Tip O'Neill's the big example.
Right.
Well, yeah, that's a little overblown, by the way, I do have to say.
I'm sorry?
The Reagan Tip O'Neill thing was a little overblown, but there was some truth in it. But don't act like they were best buds.
No, but the reality, Quinn, and you know this from working in Capitol Hill. I mean, I think when you were there, people had some intense feelings, but there were still personal relationships across the aisle. And it has to start personal, not political, personal.
Look, I am. Even though I don't sound it because I'm such a Trump critic, but people who have seen my career, known of me for the last 50 years, very outspoken Reagan conservative, very public about it, and yet I've had 2 different jobs, big career help that I was first told about by Democratic staffers who called me and said, "Hey, I hear they're looking. You'd be perfect for it." So that's a perfect example of how things used to be, where, yes, you would disagree on policy, but you really had some real friendships. And I am eternally grateful to these Democratic staffers who happen to be my friends, who were looking out for me. And that's how it should be. And, and I would do and have done the same for people across the aisle for me. That's what America should be about.
Yep.
And that's why, jokes aside, I mean, Alice and I get along great. And it should be like that. You fight over principle or over policies, but you fight within the field of play, and then you leave it behind because there are more important things, and personal relationships and personal decency should make all the difference.
And boy, social media it's like gas on the fire. Just the liberals suck, the conservatives suck. I love these posts like morals, ethics, integrity has something to do with political affiliation, but social media seems to think so. Hey guys, check this out real quick. I think there are going to be more legitimate lawsuits and claims, and I'm not talking Morris Bart lawsuits. I'm talking legitimate lawsuits where the federal government pays individuals money. There'll be more of that going on than actual violent, illegal aliens arrested in all of these raids. Chicago, Charlotte, now New Orleans and Baton Rouge, detaining a lot of people. I mean, it's like the racetrack in Delta Downs in Vinton, Louisiana. They arrest 82. 2 of them were violent criminals. The other 80 go back to work. I think there's going to be lawsuits and legitimate lawsuits where the feds, their lawyers say, pay them because the people got tackled. The people got injured. The people their due process was, not taken into consideration. On and on and on. I think there are going to be more lawsuits paid out than violent criminal arrests. What do you think, Quin?
A pregnant woman in the snow with ICE people kneeling on her when she's lying on her pregnant belly and not letting her get up. Cop or ICE agents going after innocent bystanders and shooting them with mace, and then when they fall on the ground with their face in agony, the ICE agents go back and mace them some more. This is sick stuff. This is yes. The short answer is you're absolutely right, and the government should pay. And meanwhile, a lot of these ICE agents should not only get fired, but they should be arrested and go to jail.
Wow. Ellis?
And we've got to keep an eye on who these people are. I mean, James Finn in the Times-Picayune Nullite.com has done some terrific reporting, tracking exactly the numbers of the first. The number that sticks in my mind of the first 250 arrested in the New Orleans area, the Southeast Louisiana sweep. All but 23 had no record at all. No record at all. So more than 90%, no criminal record at all.
Wow.
And of the others, it was a range of things, everything from a DWI to some guy who had a record for being caught peeing in public or something. I mean, it was like the overwhelming percentage of these people are roofers and landscapers and guys, doing day labor outside a Home Depot, and nannies and restaurant dishwashers and bed makers in hotels, and the kind of people that rebuilt the city of New Orleans and the Gulf Coast after Katrina, people that contribute far more than they take from this community. And it's just, I'm very glad to see some local officials standing up. I'd like the church to be a little louder about this stuff. I mean, this really is the future of Catholicism in our part of the world. And I'd like to hear them be a little louder, but I think most decent people are offended by this.
Hey, Quin, do you have 5 more minutes?
Yeah, got 5 more minutes.
Excellent. We're going to head to a break. Guys, I want you all to think about this. I think all these raids, I think this is all political theater. I think these illegal immigrants, illegal aliens, they've been part of the fabric of this country forever. I think that's just how it is. And I think what proves my point, the low-hanging fruit, everybody knows where these illegals are. They're at meatpacking plants, dairy farms, fruit and vegetable farms, racetracks. They know where to get them, but all those industries, all of them, 90+% owned by conservative MAGA folks. And that's why they're not touching the low-hanging fruit. They're going after the guy standing outside the Walmart. Coming right back.
That's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet. Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line. Lebanon's Cafe.
Dave Miet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet, INSagency.com. Dave Miet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet, INSagency.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Henican. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Artificial turf custom golf putting green. Beautiful, functional, zero maintenance. Call New Orleans' own LGD Lawn and Landscapes and get your free estimate.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live, we live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
When you need a new fence or automatic gate at your property or place of business, anywhere in Metro New Orleans, you got to see the Fence Man. For over 20 years, the Fence Man has been taking care of residential and commercial customers affordably and reliably. The Fence Man uses only the highest quality materials and products, whether wood, aluminum, or chain link. For fences and automatic gates, you got to see the Fence Man. TheFenceman-NewOrleans.com.
South Shore residents that love good food are making the short trip across the lake to Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. North Shore folks have known about Gallagher's 527 for years. Now the South Shore has discovered this hidden gem. One of the metro area's best restaurants is less than 30 minutes away. Take the quick trip across the lake and experience Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. As good as it gets.
Another edition of Hilyer and Henican. Quin, you heard me going into that break. I think it's political theater. What do you think?
No, I think it's part political theater and part viciousness that has really disturbing ideological roots. But yeah, part of it is political theater, except at some point you got to realize that that theater is supposed to actually attract people. It's not supposed to sicken them.
No, I think a lot of the base are like, what part of illegal don't you understand, Quin? They're illegals. And they just make it very vanilla and basic.
Right. But as you said at the beginning, this is so bad that it's even eroding the enthusiasm of the base. I mean, yeah, a lot of the base are still saying exactly what you just said. But even for a lot of the base, when they see people being maced who are not even illegal in the first place, when they see women, pregnant women thrown on the ground in the snow when they're not
Yep.
illegal,
Yep.
that goes too far. And so the theater is not working. It's working against them.
I'd hate to be an ICE agent. I mean, you pull up in a van, you swing open the door. It's like North Korea. You jump out and tackle someone. Somebody's going to be armed and shoot an ICE agent because they're like, didn't identify himself. Anyone can buy a vest that says police, and a jury's going to agree with the shooting, and the ICE agent's going to suffer from that. It's crazy, Ellis.
Yeah, some of those folks are not that appealing, though. I got to tell you, I mean, hired with these $50,000 bounties, I can only imagine what thin background checks some of them are getting. And the wearing of the masks, I know that might seem like a small thing, but law enforcement officers in an open society should not be wearing face masks. They should be of the community, here to protect us. If they want to gain support from the people they police, they can't hide their identity behind a mask any more than our politicians ought to be masked, or our judges ought to be masked. It really violates the most basic relationship of trust between a citizenry and its law enforcement. That I just think it's horrible, and it really needs to stop.
Mary Helena Moreno was absolutely right when she came out and said, look, we want to cooperate with lawful authority, but do not have your agents wearing masks. And then she laid out several other things that they shouldn't be doing. But that was the first thing she said. And she's right, and Ellis is right about that. And I say that, look, I'm pretty hard line against illegal immigration, but they lost me early on with these tactics. And if you lose me as a hardliner, you're doing something wrong.
Ellis, I'm not into Venezuela, the election. I think that president's not legit. I'm not into blowing up these boats necessarily, especially if it's not legitimate. And it appears that it doesn't seem to be legitimate because the government's not being very transparent about it. I want to combine two topics. Venezuela, a lot of what's going on, I'm not into, but something needs to be done where I think Maduro's out of there. Second, why the focus on Venezuela so much and not Ukraine? I mean, give Ukraine Tomahawk missiles, destroy Russia's or, decimate Russia's oil and gas infrastructure, and the war ends in a few months. I'm the focus on Venezuela and not Ukraine is a little puzzling.
No, it makes no moral sense, and it makes no global sense. Let me tick him off real quickly. Maduro is indefensible. He's a horrible person. He lost the last election and remained in office, so no sympathy there. But I don't think Americans want to go to war in Venezuela, and I certainly don't think we ought to be blasting boats out of the water. We have a perfectly legal way to deal with it. The Coast Guard could go interdict those boats, grab the stuff, arrest the people, question them, figure out where their sources are. We know one thing, that fentanyl, the thing we worry about most, none of it's coming from Venezuela.
Yep.
It's coming from Mexico and through China. And then we go and pardon the former head of Honduras, who may be the largest drug lord in the entire hemisphere, and he walks free. None of it makes any sense.
Look, National Review, which is pretty darn pro-defense, pretty darn, they're sort of, pro maybe legalize marijuana, but they're long time, hard against hard drugs. They have been unanimous, their people, that what we're doing, blowing those boats out of the water, is unlawful. It's unconstitutional. And Andy McCarthy is on Fox News all the time as a very conservative former prosecutor, and he has written again and again that what we're doing there is absolutely unlawful. And I'll go further than unlawful. I'll give it its normal name. What we're doing with those boats is murder on the high seas. That's all it is. And Trump and Hegseth are ordering murder on the high seas, and frankly, they should be tried for it.
I'll make it quick, Quin.
Yeah, because I got to run.
Yeah, last one. And Ellis, you're going to stick around a few more minutes, I hope.
Sure.
Trump Kennedy Center, Ellis, and we'll combine it with those plaques. Sleepy Joe, Barack Hussein. Someone needs to tell Trump he is the president. Go make eggs cheaper. I don't, man, this guy's a trip.
Well, listen, that's just designed to piss you off, Corey. It doesn't have any real long-term effect. I guess he'll change it back when he leaves. I noticed the Kennedy family came out against it staunchly today. But yeah, it's just designed to make you mad, I think.
And it's carpet bombing, huh, Quinn? Like you think about one thing like Rob Reiner. Everybody's past that now because it's the Trump Kennedy Center. It's these plaques.
Look, by law, you can't change the name of the Kennedy Center without Congress. By law, you can't change the Department of Defense to the Department of War without Congress. He is making all of these edicts, and he has lackeys that are carrying them out, but they do not have the force of law. The minute he is gone, they will be gone too, and it will not be the Trump Kennedy Center. It will just be the Kennedy Center as it should be.
Quinn, thank you so much for joining us from the Gulf of America.
Thank you.
Oh, boy.
Mexico. Thank you very much.
Yep, you're right. I've only said the Gulf of America once. I just said it and again, and I'll never say that again. You're right. Maybe in a decade if it sticks. Thank you, Quinn.
Merry Christmas. Talk to you later. Bye.
That's Quin Hilyer. QuinHilyer.com is the website if you want to check out his stuff. One N in Quin, QuinHilyer.com. Ellis, you can hang with us about 5 more minutes?
Yeah, I'd love to. Sure, happy to.
Yeah, he is definitely, I mean, sometimes I laugh at Trump, like some of the stuff's kind of comical and funny until I'm like, this is the president of the United States. And then it's not all that funny anymore.
No, you're right. And it is hard because, as you mentioned, carpet bombing, there's so much of it. I mean, you can just react all day to it. And I think those of us who are critics need to pick our shots,
Yep.
I mean, listen, it seems to me to be infantile to put up insulting comments on the wall about previous presidents in the White House. I mean, I don't know. I can think of 20 other things that are more important. And I guess I'm going to try and reserve my being angry for the things that matter more. Although, yeah, it's pretty juvenile, isn't it?
Oh, it's very ridiculously juvenile. It's funny, like the Kennedy Center thing. Jeff Landry, is like, I didn't fire the LSU athletic director. The LSU Board of Supervisors did. I'm like, okay, you appointed the people on the LSU Board of Supervisors. Trump's like, it's an honor that the Kennedy board wants to put my name on the building. It's like, you appointed the Kennedy people. It's like,
right. There's also been reporting, I think it's in the Washington Post, I read detailed reports about how much worse the Kennedy Center has been doing since they changed the programming there, and did only people who fit the Trump worldview, got brought different shows in, and I think the Kennedy said, and the donations are way off. A lot of the donors are just, listen, I'm not going to be sending my checks this year.
I saw an article in USA Today, just like struggling New Orleans. Hopefully there's some positive change. I don't know, Ellis. I'm a little torn. The Pelicans get a new basketball coach, an interim coach. Some of the local media's like what he's saying. I think they could make the playoffs this year. I'm like, wow. I like what the coach said too, but it's the same team. You want to believe. You want to believe. You want to be optimistic, and I don't want to be cynical or jaded, but has New Orleans changed? Is it going to change? I know this. It can't do any worse with Junket Cantrell going bye-bye and Helena Moreno coming in as mayor. I think it only can rise. But is it going to be significant where it's a major change? 45 years of this. Are we going to be like Austin and Nashville economy-wise and all that eventually, or we're going to stay in this stagnation?
Listen, you can't live in pessimism, Corey. I mean, sometimes your hopes get dashed and then dashed again, but it's a hopeful time at the moment. For whatever reason, the current mayor has kind of given up, right?
Yeah.
I mean, she's off in her own little world and has her own bitternesses that she's playing out. I mean, this silliness over removing the banners at Hilyer Hall and vetoing a budget that the council then immediately overrides. I mean, it just shows her irrelevance. But I do have to say, I like the spirit that Marino is spreading around. I mean, I do think people are gathering together. She seems to have made some initial smart appointments. Joe Giarrusso, I think, is a really smart CAO. I mean, he's a guy who really knows the system. He's not scandal scarred. He's a professional. I think you would agree with that.
Oh yeah. Yep.
And there's a certain maybe momentary, and maybe we'd be disappointed, but I like the theme of let's we're all in. Let's see if we can accomplish a few things. Now, does that change the horrible budgetary picture? No. Does it mean the streets are going to be repaved? No. I mean, there's still some tremendous pressing issues, but I think we got to try and channel this energy a little bit. And Corey, you're part of it, man. You're part of it.
Yep. No, I hear you, Ellis. I like hearing that from you. I'm optimistic. Like I said, it only can go up. And I think Helena Moreno is civic minded. She's not there to set up friends and family. She's not there for free meals or junkets. So I think she will be focused, and she wants to win. And winning means New Orleans doing better. So I hope you're right. I'm going to try to be more optimistic.
I mean, we got to try. Let's give her a shot, and let's try to help. Let's jump in. Let's pitch in.
Yep. Hey, how can folks check out your stuff, Ellis, on the intranet device?
Well, Henican.com is a good place for a one-stop shopping website. It's pretty sharp these days, I think, to tell you the truth.
Got any new books out, or some on the horizon?
I'm working on the next one. Nothing I can announce right yet, but I'll have some over the months to come. That's the thing about books. I mean, they do take a little while. I miss that daily rhythm of writing 3 or 4 columns a week. So they do take a little while, but we're still the paperback of the Tom Selleck book is coming out sometime in the next few weeks. And the Fred Trump book, the Inside the Trump Family book with nephew Fred, is still selling. So those are the freshest too. But don't worry, I got a couple more in the pipeline.
Henican.com's the website. Final question for you, Ellis, before we let you go. How's the big city? Still my favorite city in the world outside of New Orleans, New York. I think it's incredible. It's like I think it's the little, the winder on the watch, the stem on the watch for the world still. I love all the new buildings, the skylines taking off like a rocket. There's a lot of weed smell on the street and electric scooters and electric bikes, but that's the only thing I noticed different about New York. It's growing, it's booming, it's New York.
You and I agree on, I think, the top 2 cities of the world. We both have a foot in each of them, and they're great places. I love being from New Orleans, spending time in New York, and listen, I enjoy all the time I get to spend in New Orleans. I'm feeling myself tugged back a little bit to the old hometown.
Yep, nice. Always a pleasure, Ellis. Thank you so much.
Carry on, my friend.
Yeah, you're right. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. That's Ellis Henican, Henican.com. Quin Hilyer was with us. Quin Hilyer, Quin with 1 N, QuinHilyer.com. Thursday afternoon, coming right back.
Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again. Ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Henican. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Artificial turf custom golf putting green. Beautiful, functional, zero maintenance. Call New Orleans' own LGD Lawn and Landscapes and get your free estimate.
When you need a new fence or automatic gate at your property or place of business, anywhere in Metro New Orleans, you got to see the Fence Man. For over 20 years, the Fence Man has been taking care of residential and commercial customers affordably and reliably. The Fence Man uses only the highest quality materials and products, whether wood, aluminum, or chain link. For fences and automatic gates, you got to see the Fence Man. TheFenceman-NewOrleans.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
This is a hell of a lot easier than when I delivered pizza in New Orleans. What the hell? We're all just blocking the street. We're all just blocking the street. Come on, I gotta deliver this pizza. We're all just blocking the street. Ah, screw it. We won't stop blocking the street. Yeah, stop blocking the street.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson.
Oh boy, I love Gallagher's 527, and I promise you will too. South Shore folks, make the trek across the lake to Gallagher's 527. I shouldn't even call it a trek. 25 minutes from Lakeside Shopping Center, and you're at Gallagher's 527. Last week on a whim, I just was craving that shish kebab lunch special. I jumped in my car. I live in the Carrollton section of Uptown, basically, by the parish line, right by the Sewage and Water Board. I jumped in my car. In 35 minutes, door to door, I pulled up at Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. It's like 34 minutes. It was amazing, just quick. I made a few calls crossing the lake on the Causeway Bridge. Easy. So good. Lunch, Tuesday through Friday. Dinner, Tuesday through Saturday night. 2 things will happen if you go to Gallagher's 527. You'll say, Corey was right. That restaurant is fantastic. It's one of my favorites already. And 2, you'll be going about every 2 weeks because it's that good. I'm there like once a week, once every other week. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. It's excellent. It's one of the best restaurants in the Metro. Thursday afternoon edition of the program. Corey Johnson with you. In about 47 hours, well, let's just say this, in 48 hours, it'll be the second half of Tulane Ole Miss. 48 hours from now. Second half, Tulane at Ole Miss. They kick off at 2:30 Saturday afternoon. It'll be on ABC, Oxford, Mississippi. You can always get a ticket to that game. A minute before kickoff, you can get a ticket online. It may cost you some dinero, but you can get a ticket. You can jump in the car at 6 a.m. Saturday morning. You'll be in Oxford, Mississippi for noon. You can go have nice lunch somewhere and then go into the ball game for 2:30. 12-team playoff. If Tulane can pull the upset, it'd be a big upset. They're a 17.5-point underdog. The sucker bet is Tulane. The gamblers, they're betting on Ole Miss. Las Vegas thinks Ole Miss is going to win big. I think Tulane's going to be focused and ready to go. I think Summerall's got them ready. Hopefully they play a game. The key for me, control the time of possession. If Tulane holds the ball for 35 minutes plus, I think it'll be right down to the wire at the end of the ball game. If it's even or even Ole Miss holds time of possession, Ole Miss will win by a few scores. Their offense is pretty explosive, but their defense is good, but it's not great. And Tulane has a very balanced offense. running the ball and throwing the ball, and a very capable QB. The fluke, the upset special, 17.5-point underdog. Tulane wins in 48 hours in Oxford, Mississippi. 10 days later, New Year's Day, they're in the Sugar Bowl taking on Georgia at the Superdome. Just insane. Come on, Wave. Roll, MF Wave, roll. Pull off the upset. Come on. Be fantastic. Trump reclassifies marijuana from stage 3 to stage 1. Wait, to stage 3 from stage 1. Stage 1's like hardcore drugs. Stage 3, much more lax. This is where Trump is ridiculously smart. I don't know if he comes up with this. He's got advisors coming up with this. But Trump will go get these little groups, like people that want marijuana legalized or the criminality of it de-emphasized. Trump just did that federally. And all these marijuana folks that are for that, they're like, man, I like Trump. So we got a few there. No tip, no tax, for waiters and waitresses. No tax. Bunch of waiters and waitresses in America. I like Trump. Another small group. TikTok went from banning it to saving it. Those folks like Trump. Remove the shower water restrictor in the shower head so the water flows free. People like that. That group of people embracing Trump. The environmental types that understand why it's done, they don't like Trump. They never will. No taking shoes off at the airport. Make America healthy again. Real sugar in Coca-Cola. All these little micro things. Said crypto was a sham, then embraced it. Silicon Valley liberals are now Silicon Valley MAGAs. No, these little bitty groups, 5 of them, 6 of them, 10 of them, 12 of them. All of a sudden, you got a dozen little groups. You got a big major percentage of people voting for you or voting for things you want. No, Trump's smart about that. I like seeing Gail Benson and Todd Graves together doing anything, having a relationship. They were in Baton Rouge, I believe, a big bike giveaway to the kids. They had a huge room full of hundreds of bikes, brand new, given away to kids in Baton Rouge, I believe. But it was Todd Graves of Raising Cane's, net worth north of $22 billion. Gail Benson, net worth north of $10 billion. Maybe Todd Graves is a potential future owner of the Saints and Pelicans. Todd Graves is like in his early 50s. Gail Benson's in her mid-70s. There's like a 20-plus year gap between the two. He'd be a very good successor. Plus, born in New Orleans, Baton Rouge guy. Keep the teams local. Yeah, you right. Thursday afternoon edition of the program. There's Blue Boy barking up a storm. Looking for something good tonight for dinner? Lebanon's Cafe's open till 9:30. I picked up another to-go order from them for lunch today. Lamb chop, shish kebab, all your favorite Middle Eastern sides. They're open till 9:30. Tonight, make it Lebanon's Cafe. See you tomorrow, Fantasy Friday. Yeah, you right. Be here.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 6 p.m.